So I am Faith Gitonga. I sit on the board of PAL Network, so I'm a board member. Probably a year now, or almost a year. My background is previously a banker, then got into the tech space, so fintech, as you mentioned. And yeah, so I specialize quite a bit in, tech strategies, digital transformation, and that sort of angle. I tend to think that's the reason I'm in the board, because I uniquely bring that in. And this is the digital age, I think. It really helps to then be able to have that sort of input in any board. How does our strategies fit where technology is concerned? How do we make processes easier with technology? How do we impact more people with technology? I think so, 100%. Because if you think about even my village where I come from, because I come from a very remote area, if people in that area are able to take up even the simplest form of technology, the laptops or computers that we throw away here in the modern side of the world, and those children are able to access those, you can only imagine how it will open up their minds and their worlds. When I went to Nepal, and you get to see how these projects work. There's the mobile. In my mind, you don't even want to know what I thought a mobile library was. And so to get to see it in action, I'm like, oh, wow, this is what this actually is. And to see how they're able to teach these kids from simple numbering to the advanced stages, and to make sure all the kids are at the same level, completely encouraging, because these same children have to play in the same play fields with the children in the towns, right? Yeah, one of the things that we keep talking about in the board meetings is how to, make sure we can replicate and share what has worked in one area in another area. Of course, there are differences even within Africa if you compare what happens in West Africa and East Africa, but I still think there's things that have worked that then we can replicate in both areas. And I think one of the other fantastic things that PAL Network does is the assessments. Because if you don't do proper in-depth assessment, then you don't get to know what really is happening on the ground. I think one of the things I keep thinking about is partnership, because PAL Network cannot do everything, right? So if you think about a typical village, like the one I talked about in Nepal, which you would find in any part of Kenya, it has to be that maybe PAL Network then partners with those who can do shelter, decent shelter for people, and maybe you partner with the government to then support perhaps with the curriculum, and then you partner with a different, maybe private sector that is able to provide laptops, etc. So I think strategic partnerships and collaboration, I think, is critical for PAL Network to then move the needle in the next 10 years. Being a board member at PAL, I think it's being able to give back genuinely. Like I said when I started, I think every board needs to have someone, who's thinking, a few years ahead in terms of where the world is going in this digital age. I've also learned so much from all the educators and the education experts. So it's been an immense learning experience for me. So it's been exciting just being able to immerse myself in all this and learn, even as I sit on the board. I just want to say congratulations, PAL Network, for turning 10 years. That's double digit. It's a big deal. And I just wish you all the best as we look forward to seeing you as, preteen, teenager, then adult. But 10 is big. I wish you another 10 and another 10 of great success and even bigger impact. Congratulations.